Friends, welcome to the Daily Inch.
Hello.
While I'm away researching Murder Mile, here's a little treat to keep you entertained over the next 3 weeks. 15 little stories which are fun, rambly, informative, but not essential to listen to. Each story has been written and presented in a tongue-in-cheek way and are not for the easily offended. Murder Mile returns on Thursday the 24th of August 2023. But until then, there's this. The Daily Inch. Number 17. Ghost Yobs. Ooh. Ghosts, spirits, the undead. Apparitions of the dearly departed, who silently drift, all pale-skinned, sullen-faced, and leaving an ominous stench in their wake, as from the bowels of any graveyard, park or bench, they nurse a ghostly can of carling as they wait for the Wetherspoons pub to open, hanging outside like dirty stalactites of undiluted bigotry, only to blow their benefits on a single pint of lukewarm piss and moan for eternity about brown people. Ooh! Ooh, hang on. Wait, that's not ghosts. That's racists. It's an easy mistake to make. Ghosts are supposedly a manifestation of our eternal souls. But because ghost stories came to prominence in the Victorian era, when prudishness permeated spiritualism, we're forced to believe that all ghosts wear clothes, even though clothes aren't alive, ergo, they can't die or become ghosts. It's all because Victorians, who deep down were right rancid perverts, would rather see a ghost in a petticoat or a top hat and tails than floating about all nudie with their baps, waps, bums, wangs, schlongs and bangers out. I mean, how much scarier would ghosts be if he was an old naked codger, clanging his conkers together like he's made a Newton's cradle between his legs out of an old set of wrinkled plums? Or an elderly ghost lady going bump in the night as she wails, "Oh, for fuck's sake! I've tripped over my titties! Again!" You see, if ghosts are the living trapped between here and heaven, why do you never see them doing anything normal? Like smoking a fag, picking their nose, scratching their arse, having a wank, or taking a shit? Or, and let's be honest about this, if any bloke was a ghost, would they really waste the ability to be almost invisible by going woo to shit people up, when they could go fwah by standing in the corner of a bra shop, having a damn good ogle and saying, "Don't mind me, missus, there's no physical proof that I even exist"? I mean, we could ask these ghosts why that happens. But apparently, the only people our dearly departed will talk to from the afterlife isn't us, which is a bit insulting, but a slightly effeminate northern man who has hair like a badger's backside, teeth as white as a line-up for a UKIP calendar, an outfit as gaudy as an explosion in Barbara Cartland's wardrobe, and a fake tan of such a mysterious hue that even Dulux state it's somewhere between David Dickinson's worst nightmare and a dirty yak with a runny bottom. Psychics. Honestly. Can you imagine any of these cut-price Liberaces in a real job? Except maybe as a fluffer in an old granny porno, or as a warning to children of stranger danger. It's shocking that these traders of twaddle are trusted by the bereaved to communicate with the dead, when 50 quid says that every time they make a simple phone call to a living loved one, Their own grandchild spends half an hour shouting, "Grandad, you've got to put the phone next to your ear! Your ear! No, your ear!" Now, I'm not simply mocking psychics to cause offence. I've actually seen these charlatans at work in person. Back in my ITV days. Oh yes, I have a lot of stories to tell. I worked on a TV show featuring a well-known and respected psychic. On telly, this coiffured corpse whisperer looked as if his hotline to heaven was as clear as a monk's fag packet. As when he wasn't cold reading a packed room of true believers who had all come here to commune with an old man, either called Stan, Albert, Harold, or any other name which was fashionable in the 1930s, who had been unsurprisingly ill and later died, shock, and liked generic old man things like his food, his dog and smoking, but not being a pedo or an old racist. Now, if anyone creates a TV show called Psychic Pedo Hunters or Racists Back from the Dead, call me Billy Bellend and his one surviving brain cell, but I would definitely watch that. The sad thing is, though, although the show made it look like this worm feast warrior was right 90% of the time, this is going to shock you. The only way to get tickets to any of these shows is to fill in your details, including your name, which gives his researchers access to a wealth of info about you. Sorry, it's a con. The day these psychics admit, as wrestlers have done, that it's all faked, we can regard it for what it is: entertainment. But this doesn't and shouldn't stop any ghosts from getting revenge on these supposed psychics. Very recently, Derek Akora, a bafflingly well-regarded parroter of the permanently expired's afterlife ramblings, who looks like he has a dead poodle on his head, claimed to have a direct line to Elvis on his heavenly commode, and is the sole reason for the existence of Elnut hairspray, was recently attacked in the street in Rill, which is scary enough, by a gang of Burberry-wearing ghost yobbos. Oh yes, a rampaging group of sweary ghost reprobates gave this supposed psychic a damn good ghost thrashing while he was taking a break from filming his painfully piss-poor TV shitfest, Most Haunted. And I say that as someone who worked on I'm Famous and Frightened, a psychic-style help on a celebrity starring that bastion of top-flight TV tosh, Keith Chegwin. And yes, it was as bad as it sounds. Found collapsed in the street, it was said that Derek Akora, who, for whatever reason, wasn't forewarned by any of his ghost pals of his impending supernatural shellacking by a cussing crew of celestial chavs hell-bent on spiritually stomping a few ghostly bruises on his smug little rodent face and applying a swift kick to this crackpot's crackers as each apparition took a run-up with their Adidas from the afterlife. In short, he received what he described as psychic wounds. Derek Akora was admitted to a nearby hospital, but before he was examined by a psychiatrist, or examined for any other spirits which he is most likely have to imbibed, mostly in a pub, he discharged himself. He angrily told the press, "I should be free to go about my job without the threat of being attacked like this." He has since begun legal proceedings against Rill Town Council and is seeking a 6-figure payout for damages. So there you go. A little story which made it into the press. TV psychic gets roughed up by some ghost chavs and he sues the council for failing to stop it. Honestly, you couldn't make this shit up, could you? Well, actually you could. You see, even though it was reprinted in hundreds of newspapers across the UK, this story was actually a spoof concocted by satire site Denbighshire Today. And although Derek Akora would later confirm he was not and has never been attacked by ghost chavs, there are two rather spooky connections with the story. Ooh. When this incident was alleged to have happened, Derek Akora happened to be in Rhyl where he was filming his dogshit TV show. Whoa! TV show out soon! And at the time of the article's publication, he was struggling to promote his live show, which still has hundreds of tickets to sell. Ooh! It's not a publicity stunt, it's a message from the grave. Buy 2 tickets today, plus a t-shirt and a mug. Ooh! You want a prediction, Derek? You're nothing but a talking turd. End of. The Daily Inch returns tomorrow. And of course, there are 15 more Daily Inches if you scroll through Murder Mile's back catalogue. Thank you for listening.